We live in a go for the gold world, but actually, maybe we ought to be going for the silver. This morning, I read the rest of Esther with Lisa, and then we were looking at, I think it's Acts chapter 6, where, I think it was 6, it might be not 6, but where Stephen is stoned and where he's made, where he's stoned, Stephen the deacon, in the beginning of the church in the book of Acts. And something came to my mind from both of those stories, and that is the position of a deacon is not seen as a very important position, and Mordecai, with all of his honor, he still was under Artaxerxes. He was still second, maybe even third if you think that Esther was just under the king as a queen, and she really had the ear of the king. But then I got to thinking about second place, what it means to be second. And the truth is, Jesus is second. Jesus is second. Now, I know that that's a bit difficult to grasp, because he has the first place, and he's the king above all kings, and he's the Lord of all lords. But in fact, Jesus submits to the will of the Father. Jesus, as king, is sitting at the right hand of the Father. Jesus serves his disciples by washing their feet. And there's actually quite a theme in the whole of the Bible around being second. In fact, the greatest influencing prophets or even patriarchs in the Bible were all second. If you think of Daniel, he's second in command always. All the other kings, whether they were Persian or whether they were Babylonian, there's Daniel, faithful, number 2. Like Mordecai. Like Joseph. You got Pharaoh, and where's Joseph? He's number 2. Serving the king, serving the people. He's a number 2. Being a number 2, being second in command, being just under, this seems to be a real theme in the Bible. The position of honor and power and influence isn't on the throne in the same way that we think of it, but it's on the knees. It's a servant. It's the position of a prayer warrior, and we shouldn't be surprised. This is exactly what Jesus says. This is exactly the example, but where's Moses in the whole picture? He grows up, he's under Pharaoh. Yes, he has to go away, but he's number 2. And Aaron, the whole Aaron-Moses thing is always quite a baffling thing. Who is number 1? I find it interesting that Joshua is Moses' right-hand man. And quite often, the most important person in a story in the Bible, quite often, is that second person. Not the person in the position of authority, but the person who's the influencer of people in positions of authority. The person who's serving the people in positions of authority. We live in a go for gold world, but I want to encourage you, be a servant. Go for silver.